Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm myself, Muhammad Fayaz P, Assistant Professor of Computer Science, Islamic College, Wanyanbari. So today we will see about memory hierarchy in computer architecture. Okay, that is fifth unit, right? Okay, so I hope you have know about the different types of memory. Nowadays we are using pen drive, hard disk, then solid state drives, then primary memory, secondary memory, and all. Okay, so let us begin with memory hierarchy. How this memory will function in our CPU, and what are all the characteristics of memory, and what are all the different types and its storage. Okay, so first, what is memory? A memory unit is a collection of storage units. Okay, the memory unit stores the binary information in the form of bits. As we know that a computer will understand only zeros and ones, that is the binary informations. Okay, so generally memory storage is classified into two types. One is volatile memory, another one is non-volatile memory. So volatile memory is temporary memory, that is when the power is switched off, it loses its data. Okay, so best example is RAM, random access memory. It is a volatile memory. So when the power is switched off, so automatically all the data will is going to be erased. Okay, so second one is non-volatile memory. It is a permanent storage. So this will not lose any data when the power is switched off. Okay, so best example is pen drive, or maybe a hard disk, or maybe optical disk. These are all the non-volatile memory. So we will see in depth about memory management. Okay, right. So these are all the memory diagram. That is memory architecture or memory uh, functions. Okay, how this memory will functions based upon the higher priority, that is high speed, and it goes to lower speed. There is a high capacity with slower in speed. Okay, so first we will see about what is registers. So a register is a low capacity with high speed memory where data is stored temporarily within the CPU. Okay, so as we know that CPU is a central processing unit, which is nothing but a brain of your computers. So of course for multitasking we need a temporary storage. Okay, for that we are using a registers since it is a high speed registers. Okay, which will resides inside a CPU. It is also one type of memory which is used for temporary storage, right? Okay. Next, we will see about cache memory. Okay, so it is a high speed memory. Okay, it is also a high speed memory and small in capacity, which is placed between the CPU and registers and the main memory. Okay, so of course we know that a CPU is very faster when compared to your main memory. For multitasking, a memory needs a temporary storage to function as much as faster when compared to your CPU. For that reason, we are using a cache memory. Okay, so this cache memory resides between the CPU and the main memory. Okay, or maybe the registers, right? Okay. Next, we will see about main memory. We know that main memory is nothing but a RAM. Okay, that is a random access memory, primary memory, or we can say as a primary memory, or maybe we can say as a ROM. Okay, read-only memory. It is also referred as DRAM, that is a dynamic random access memory. Okay, so which resides between the CPU and the um, hard drive. So this random access memory is used to run the temporary application program. For example, if you are using and typing a Word document of 100 pages, this 100 pages will store on a random access memory. Once you will save, okay, this random access memory will transfer the data to a secondary storage, that is permanent storage. Okay, So this main memory is also used to function many applications, to run the many applications, games, etc. Okay, this main memory contain two types. One is primary memory, another one is secondary memory. Right. Next, disk cache. So disk cache is nothing but a temporary memory. It is also a temporary memory which is placed between the hard disk and the main memory. Of course, we know that hard drive, that is the secondary storage, is slower when compared to your primary memory. Okay, so hard drive contains a disk platter, okay, which has a read and write head. So it takes more time to data to for read and write, uh, to perform read and write multitask. Okay, if you compare to your primary memory, this memory is much faster when compared to your secondary storage. Okay, so this disk cache will access as a temporary storage and will function faster between the CPU, sorry, between the memory to hard drive. Okay, between primary memory to hard drive. This disk cache will perform more faster for data transfer or to store the data on the hard drive. Okay, right. Next, auxiliary memory. So this auxiliary memory provides backup storage. The most common auxiliary memory devices used in computer systems are magnetic tapes and magnetic disk, that is hard disk. Okay, so as we know that magnetic tape, since it is a larger capacity, okay, it contains a read and write head and magnetic platters, which stores information permanently. Nowadays, hard disk will be 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte, 4 terabyte, 8 terabytes. Nowadays, the new technology is SSD, that is solid state drive. Okay, which is more faster when compared to your hard drive. Okay, it is a 3D NAND technology when compared to your magnetic or magnetic disk tapes storage, magnetic disk or magnetic tape storage. Okay, right. So next, last one is uh, large capacity memory. Also, it is also similar to like auxiliary memory, but it contains a tape disk or optical disk which has a large capacity memory but lower in cost. Okay, now we will see the different storage and the performance of your um, memory diagram. Okay, so so far we have discussed about the memory hierarchy is organized into several levels of memory, that is 4 level, 0 1 2, sorry, 5 level, that is here is starting from 0 1 2 3 4 5. 5 levels are there. Actually we will call this as a one, that is fourth level. Okay, this auxiliary memory or large capacitor more or less same. This disk, that is main memory, we are calling as a primary memory. This will we will call as a secondary memory. This will call as a CPU. Okay, CPU memory or CPU registers. Okay, right. So far we have discussed about the memory hierarchies organized into several levels of memory with the smaller, faster memory levels closer to the CPU, right? Okay, each level of the hierarchy is usually into a subset of the level below. Okay, data found in the level is also found in the level below, but at longer access time. Okay, if you see here, first three first three levels, the memory hierarchy is organized into several levels, but which is faster and also closest to your CPU. Since CPU is faster, this memory is also should function as much as faster, right? Okay. Additional remote memory practically unlimited with varying speed. Examples are other computers and internet clouds. Okay, now diskette and auxiliary memory, these two memory is usually subsets of low level. Okay, low level memory when compared to these three. Okay, it it contains mm, large storage but slower in access time. This storage is lower, faster in access time, but has uh, small amount of storage. Okay, here the last level, there is the large capacity memory. This memory has a higher in storage but slower in read and write time, right? Okay, so if you see the diagram, you will clearly understand this register is faster, okay, faster speed, but as you goes down, it becomes slower in speed but higher in storage capacity. So this one is lowest capacity, this one is highest capacity, storing capacity, but accessing time is much faster when compared to this one. Okay, right. If you see this diagram, you will clearly understand. Okay, if you want to purchase the registers, it will more expensive. You cannot buy a register. So since your CPU is around 12 to 13,000, so i3 processor, so within this processor these registers will function to perform much faster. Okay, as we know that a CPU also needs a temporary storage to perform multitasking, right? Okay, so fast, slow. If you see this register will function as a faster, but if you goes down, this will function as slower in speed, but it is inexpensive. If you buy a tape drive or CD, you can buy within 10 or 15 rupees. Okay, if you slowly go to this memory, you can buy this for 4 or 5,000. If you go to the CPU, it will cost around 13 to 14,000. Okay, right. So the main overall goal of the memory hierarchy is to obtain the highest possible average access speed while minimizing the total cost of entire memory speed. Okay, the concept is greatly aided by the principle of locality, leading to working set of a program. Okay, here we are going to design in such a way that so our main aim is to access the data faster and minimize the cost. Okay, so access the data faster and minimize the cost of memory. Okay, right. Thank you, students. Hope you will understand. If you have any doubt or comments, please comment on my YouTube. Okay, or ping my WhatsApp number. Okay, thank you, students.